absolute pleasure. And as promised, Colin Aitchison returns from Ned Kelly's.
Of course,
You promised to bring Kenny Martyn with you.
I did.
And welcome back, Kenny. Lovely to see you.
Thank you very much.
Good stuff. And I've been saying QE2 all morning. Kenny's on the Queen Mary, which is a much more jazz boat anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good to see you. It's a pit stop for you, really, isn't it? This is work.
That's right, yes, but immersed with a great deal of pleasure, I assure you. An extra 3 days before we sail tonight at midnight, and then my work side will begin. But I've been here for the last 3 days,
having fun,
and just a bit, yes.
Kenny runs a Benny Goodman tribute band. I mean, it's your band. I mean, no point just saying it's a tribute band. Brilliant big band on board the Queen Mary, and you've been North Sea Oils, is it?
A few too many, I feel.
Yeah. How often do you come back to Hong Kong? I mean, I think you were first here, what was it, 2 years ago? Last time I talked to you.
Yeah, actually, I was here about 10 days ago, but it was a flying visit, literally flying through, in and out. I had to get back home. So I saw Colin very briefly and said, see you in a few days.
And the rest is history.
That's right.
I don't know. You must have done cruises, have you?
I was on cruise ships for about 3 years.
Because I remember, years ago, it was a choice between coming here and doing some stuff with the Hong Kong Philharmonic or going on a cruise with these yobbos called the London Swing Orchestra, and I turned it down because I was petrified of what would happen to me. I really, really was. It wasn't a glam one, it was like North Sea or something. Oops. But I just thought, no, I cannot do this. They loved it. Apparently they had a blast. How do you do the lifestyle on board a boat?
Well, I maintain very strictly I'm going there to work.
Right.
It's my practice environment, and I enjoy it. And, you know, we've got a full big band on there that we use on the largest ballroom on any ship in the world.
Yeah.
And then the theatre, a slightly smaller lineup, but still very, very nice, 9-piece orchestra, and you can have a lot of fun and a lot of great sounds.
I mean, really, it's every musical schoolboy's dream to have his own sort of real period swing band and the gig to do it and the audience who loves it.
Yeah, I look old, but I'm young.
No, you're doing great, I tell you. I want to play some of Kenny Martyn's stuff. His CD is called Swingin' Again. Just pick a number for me, Kenny. I don't know where to start with that. There's so much good stuff on it.
Well, I mean, the swing area, it has to be, you know, to me, it's the finest era in music, particularly if you play the clarinet. So, why don't you play number 4 by Mia? That's a powerful Goodman number.
Let's
play
check
a few bars of that.
Let's check it out.
Let me explain. By mere Mr. Shane means that you're grand. By mere Mr. Shane, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. I could say Bella, Bella, I even say wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I've tried to explain by mere Mr. Shane. So kiss me and say you'll understand.
There we are. On the go editing, because I want to play some more of your stuff, the Kenny Martyn band. They're brilliant. How much time does it take? I mean, you've got some fantastic musicians in the CD, but to really get the gel, the vibe, that 1930s sound.
Yeah,
do they just do it?
You've hit the button right on the head. It's tough, and we enjoy some of the old tracks, or many of them. Ellington, Basie, Goodman. But these guys, they were playing every night, week after week, month after month, year after year, and some of the highest musicianship ever achieved were with these bands. So to try and recreate that, you have to be a little bit careful, but you have to bring in the best musicians. You got to bring in the best soloists, because otherwise, without those, it's never going to work.
Absolutely, and it's also the American sound, because apocryphally, whilst the British dance bands were doing the Teddy Bears Picnic, the Yanks were practicing 8 hours a day. Not to knock the British big band sound, because it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But the Americans, I mean, you must have heard, but boys, those recordings of Nasty Drummer, famous drum, Buddy Rich band.
Buddy Rich, yeah.
You sound like a bunch of English. When he rips them out on the bus. What's all this wobbling and wailing? And then it gets way worse. But the Americans were taskmasters, weren't they?
And still, when you hear American musicians play, and I don't know what it is, they play in a way that no one else does.
Okay.
I think they're just brought up on it. You know, it's just in their blood, the way they phrase and the way they articulate.
Yes, and it's very, very obvious. I mean, if you were to, let's remove Benny from the equation, which other bands stand out for you? Both of you.
Basie.
Colin?
Artie Shaw.
Artie Shaw, well, yeah, absolutely. It's like Benny with a brain.
Yeah.
Oops.
Careful.
Let's have a listen to, arguably, Benny Goodman's theme song, Don't Be That Way. Anything you want to tell us about this track?
Brilliant arrangement by Fletcher Henderson, absolute master of the classic big band swing, and it was he really who created big band swing uniquely with his idea of what to do and how to do it.
You can't help but that daft movie, the Benny Goodman story, you know, and then somebody inspires him, they go, don't be that way, Benny. Don't be that way, Benny. Love saying that. The Kenny Martyn sound, that's brilliant. That's so authentic too, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
Really, really good stuff. So when are we going to see the boys off the Queen Mary gigging in Hong Kong? I've already booked Studio One for our live night.
Have you?
Yeah, done. No kidding.
Right, well, I'll let the entertainment director know. And
What do you reckon?
This
This is a plan being hatched live on the radio.
Yeah.
People love this stuff here, Kenny.
Well, we'll talk about it, but there are some seriously good American musicians on there, and I'm sure they'd love to do it.
Did you let them loose on Saturday? Or did you just go on your own?
Well, no, I came on my own. The ship actually docked yesterday.
Okay.
And so we've had some hours on our own, but I'm playing tomorrow night on the Queen Mary. So.
If you happen to be in the East Atlantic or whatever, where you go? Where's it going? Where are you off to?
Singapore.
I'm used to, whenever I ask that question, it's usually air carrier captains. Can't tell you that, sir. I'd have to kill you. Because, you know, the Americans, they never let you know when and where they're going.
I never.
Yeah, and I've got to say, because none of them are listening, your band blows those guys away, right? You heard.
I credit for it.
And they're Americans. Fantastic, Kenny. Where can we find you online? Any websites or anything?
Yeah, website kennymartyn.com. Got a series of big band concerts that we take around the UK, but I'm really trying to focus out in this part of the world to bring something over here.
No kidding. Colin, thanks so much.
It's a pleasure, as always.
What's going on with you boys? Anything we need to know about?
Actually, we've just had a full week of visiting musicians. We had the US 7th Fleet Band in. They did a great concert they did the next day at the IFC Moore, but they were also wonderful at Ned Kelly's. Yeah. I'm going to make up for what I just said before, you know.
That's what I said. Don't worry about it. Anyway, lovely to meet you, Kenny. I really hope we can do some more stuff soon.
Thank you very much.
We're going to go out with a lesser known, but it was an early recording for Benny Goodman. I think he was about 17 when he recorded this. Our Bach Goes to Town.
By
Alec Templeton. Let's check it out. Thanks, guys. Pleasure.